All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling something pretty interesting, pretty fascinating.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think so. Um, we're looking at this website that we found, and it's for a product. It's called ViralAnimeX,
Okay.
and it's making some pretty big claims about how anime is like this uh, untapped marketing gold mine.
Hmm.
They say that big brands are already using it to just rake in cash.
Oh, wow.
And that basically anyone can do the same thing. Anyone can sort of, hop on this bandwagon and see the same results.
And they're saying they have some tool that can help do this.
Yeah, they have this AI-powered tool. This is part of their whole pitch. I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true.
Right. Like, can't anime really drive that much traffic and sales?
Well, I will say that anime's cultural influence has definitely exploded in recent years.
Yeah, for sure.
And marketers are definitely taking notice. We're not just talking about, like, kids' shows anymore.
Right.
It's not just Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z.
It's really gone beyond that niche.
Absolutely. It's crossed over into mainstream media, fashion, even luxury cars.
Oh, wow.
So it's a global phenomenon now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
With a really diverse fan base, spans generations and demographics.
Okay.
And that kind of reach is incredibly attractive for marketers.
That makes sense. This website, actually, ViralAnimeX, the one that we're talking about,
Right.
they mention a bunch of huge companies that are already incorporating anime into their marketing.
Cool.
They talk about Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Mercedes-Benz. They even mention Disney.
Wow, that's a pretty big range.
Okay.
So what's the strategy there?
Yeah.
Why are these companies, these giants who already have massive brand recognition, why are they turning to anime?
Well, according to the website, it's all about tapping into like this super passionate and engaged audience.
I mean, yeah, anime fans are definitely known for their loyalty and enthusiasm. They really connect with stuff. They're more likely to connect with a brand that, speaks their language.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And anime is just a really unique and visually captivating way to do that.
So it's not just about hopping on the trend. It's about like authentically connecting with a specific audience.
Exactly. Like
Right.
take Coca-Cola, for example. They've released limited edition anime-themed cans.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah. And they've also collaborated with like some really popular anime studios to create commercials that resonate with this audience.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a way for them to stay relevant, fresh.
And maybe appeal to those younger demographics.
Totally. But this ViralAnimeX website, they kind of take it a step further.
Yeah, they do.
They're claiming that anyone, even small businesses or individuals,
Right.
can leverage the power of anime using their tool.
That's where it gets a little iffy for me.
Yeah.
They're really leaning into this idea that anyone can do this. They promise to make it simple, accessible, even if you have zero experience creating videos.
So no technical skills needed, no expensive software.
Nope. They say it's all point and click. You just point and click your way to anime marketing glory.
Uh-huh.
They highlight features like transforming existing videos into anime, creating videos from scratch,
Wow.
adding special effects. You can even find trending content so you know you're on top of things. It all sounds incredibly easy.
Yeah.
And of course, tempting, especially when they start promising, massive traffic and skyrocketing sales.
It all sounds very enticing.
Right. But I think that's where we need to approach things with a healthy dose of skepticism.
For sure.
I mean, while the idea of easily creating viral anime content is alluring,
Yeah.
it's important to actually look at the claims that they're making, critically examine those.
Definitely. We need to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what's really going on here.
So, okay, let's unpack this traffic exploder method a little bit.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Because they're super vague on the specifics,
Yeah, right.
but they talk about these insider algorithm hacks that force platforms like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok to favor anime videos. It just sounds a little shady to me.
Yeah, it definitely raises some red flags.
Are we talking about black hat tactics here?
Well, algorithm manipulation is a real thing.
Right.
And some companies definitely try to game the system to get more views.
Yeah.
But those tactics are often really short-lived.
Okay.
Social media platforms are constantly evolving their algorithms.
To combat that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to combat manipulation.
So even if it works for a little while, it's probably not a sustainable strategy.
Exactly. And ethically, it's kind of slippery slope,
Oh, I could see that.
Trying to trick the system into showing your content to people who might not actually be interested.
Right.
That's deceptive. It can damage your reputation in the long run.
Okay, so let's move on to another thing that they really emphasize on this website.
Okay.
which is just how easy ViralAnimeX is to use.
Right, they're really pushing that.
No technical skills needed, no expensive software.
Ah.
Just point and click your way to anime marketing glory.
But I'm curious about the quality of the videos,
Yeah.
if it's that easy to use. I mean,
Well,
are we just going to end up with a bunch of like generic cookie cutter anime clips flooding the internet?
yeah, that's kind of my worry too.
I mean, accessibility is great,
Yeah.
but you have to remember that quality and originality still matter.
Yeah.
Just because you can churn out hundreds of anime videos
Right.
doesn't mean they'll actually resonate with your target audience.
So even with a tool like this, you still need to put in the effort to create like compelling content that actually aligns with your brand and your message.
Absolutely. The tool might make the technical aspects easier, but it's still up to the user to come up with the creative concepts or write engaging scripts and choose the right music and visuals to tell a story that'll actually connect with their audience.
Okay, so it's more than just like slapping an anime filter on something.
Exactly. It's about using anime thoughtfully and strategically
Okay.
to enhance your brand, tell your story, and connect with your audience in a meaningful way.
Gotcha. Okay, what about this viral video finder they talk about?
Oh, yeah, that one.
It basically helps you find trending content to draw quote unquote inspiration from.
Right.
But isn't that just a fancy way of saying copy what's already working?
Well, there's a fine line between inspiration and imitation.
Yeah.
And ethically, using someone else's viral content as a template raises questions about originality and, giving credit where credit is due. But on the other hand, understanding what's already resonating with audiences can be valuable,
Right.
as long as you use that knowledge to create something new and unique.
So less about directly copying, more about understanding why something works.
Exactly. Identify the trends, analyze why they work, and then figure out how to incorporate those elements into your own style and brand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So all this talk about going viral and chasing trends, it makes me wonder, is there a risk of oversaturating the market with anime-style content?
Oh, that's a great point.
Like if everyone starts using these tools and jumping on the bandwagon, won't it eventually lose its effectiveness?
It's definitely possible trends come and go.
Right.
What's hot today might be old news tomorrow. That's why it's so important to focus on creating high-quality original content that actually stands out. Using anime as a stylistic element is fine,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be the sole basis of your marketing strategy.
Okay, so it's about more than just slapping an anime filter on everything and calling it a day.
Exactly.
Okay, they also have this feature they call the bulk anime video creator.
I guess if you're going all in on this strategy, you'd want to pump out as much content as possible, right?
Yeah, that seems to be their logic.
But again, we come back to the issue of quantity versus quality.
Right.
Creating a flood of content just for the sake of it might not be the most effective approach.
So even with automation, it's crucial to maintain that focus on creating engaging and valuable content.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's about finding that balance between leveraging the speed and efficiency of these tools while still prioritizing the quality and authenticity of your content.
Okay, and then lastly, there's this hashtag generator,
Oh, yeah.
which honestly just feels a bit gimmicky to me.
A little bit, yeah.
As aren't hashtags kind of losing their relevance these days?
I mean, they might not be the silver bullet they once were,
Yeah.
but they still play a role in discoverability, especially on platforms like Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
The key is to use them strategically, target them to your specific niche.
So not just slapping on a bunch of random trending hashtags.
Right, exactly. It's about being intentional, using them to connect with the right audience.
Okay, and that kind of brings us back to the overarching theme we've been talking about. Using these tools thoughtfully and ethically.
Right.
It's not about taking shortcuts or manipulating algorithms.
Exactly.
It's about understanding how to leverage these tools effectively and responsibly.
To achieve your marketing goals.
Okay, cool. This has been super insightful so far, but I want to shift gears for a second and talk about like the bigger picture here.
Okay.
We've been focusing on ViralAnimeX and its claims,
Right.
but I'm curious about the broader potential of anime in marketing beyond just repurposing videos.
Yeah.
What are some other ways that businesses can tap into this cultural phenomenon?
That's a great question. There are actually a lot of creative possibilities.
Okay.
For example, some companies are partnering with anime studios to create original content.
Wow.
Yeah, that features their products or services.
Interesting.
Others are incorporating anime aesthetics into their branding and marketing materials
Okay.
to appeal to a younger, more visually oriented audience.
So it's not just about making anime-style videos.
Right.
It's about thinking outside the box and finding ways to really integrate anime into your overall marketing strategy.
Exactly. It's about understanding the cultural significance and appeal of anime
Yeah,
and finding authentic and engaging ways to connect with this really passionate audience.
that's cool.
Yeah.
This is all really fascinating, but I think it's time to bring it back to our listeners.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does this all mean for them if they're considering incorporating anime into their marketing strategy, or even just using a tool like ViralAnimeX?
Right.
What are the key takeaways?
I think the most important thing is to approach this with a critical eye and a healthy dose of skepticism.
For sure.
Don't get swept up in the hype or the promises of instant success.
Yeah.
Do your research, think critically about the claims being made, and weigh the potential benefits against the ethical and legal considerations.
Okay. Because there's a lot of potential here,
Yeah.
but it's important to do things the right way.
Absolutely. And remember, the most effective marketing strategies are those that are built on a foundation of authenticity, creativity,
Yeah.
and a genuine desire to connect with your audience.
Yeah.
Anime can be a powerful tool, but like any tool, it's all about how you use it.
This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive.
It really has.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder. So we've talked about, all the potential upsides of anime marketing,
Right, right.
but could there be a downside?
Yeah.
Like, could using anime actually alienate some potential customers?
Oh, that's an interesting question. It's a really good point.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to, understanding your target audience.
Right.
Because while anime has, definitely gained mainstream popularity,
Yeah.
it's still a very specific aesthetic.
Yeah.
It might not resonate with everyone.
Yeah.
So using anime effectively really means knowing when it's the right tool and when it might be better to just choose, a different approach.
So it's about being strategic,
Yeah.
intentional,
Yeah.
not just, jumping on the bandwagon because it seems trendy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's about finding the right tools and the right strategies to tell your brand's story in a way that authentically connects
Okay.
with the people you want to reach.
This whole deep dive has really got me thinking differently about anime and its potential, especially in marketing. It's clearly more than just a passing fad,
For sure.
It's a powerful, cultural force,
Mhm.
And when it's used thoughtfully and ethically,
Right.
it can really help brands connect with that passionate and engaged audience that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's really exciting to see how marketers are finding new and creative ways to, leverage this medium. And I honestly think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Yeah, yeah. So for our listeners who are like, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to explore this whole world of anime marketing,
Yeah.
What are some practical steps they can take to kind of get started? Besides, doing their research and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'd say the first step is to really immerse yourself in anime culture.
Okay.
Watch some popular shows, read some manga, get a feel for the different genres, the styles, all that. The more you understand those nuances of anime, the better equipped you'll be to use it effectively in your marketing.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
And remember, folks, this isn't about, becoming an anime expert overnight, right?
Yeah.
It's about taking the time to understand the appeal, the culture, the potential
Right.
of this whole, this whole world of anime.
And don't be afraid to, experiment, try different things, see what resonates with your audience, and be willing to adapt as you go.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a really, really insightful deep dive into the world of anime marketing. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground
Yeah, we did.
from, that cultural impact of anime to the potential benefits and the pitfalls
Right.
of using tools like ViralAnimeX. We even talked about ethics and, doing things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, listeners, the most effective marketing strategies are the ones that are built on, authenticity, creativity, and a genuine desire to connect with your audience. Anime can be a really powerful tool to help you do that. But like any tool, it's all about how you use it.
Well said.
So we really hope that this deep dive has provided, valuable insights and some inspiration. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts, your experiences. So share your comments with us on social media. And until next time, happy diving.